Nobody has done what Bellingham has done this tournament, not even close.
But then when you look at Lionel Messi against Cape Verde, scored a goal against Egypt.
Against who?
Against Cape
Verde?
Wait,
you serious?
You play who you come up against.
He scored against Cape Verde?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Bellingham had a better World Cup than Messi.
Starts with me to go on, eh? I think Bellingham's had a better tournament than anyone. I think Bellingham is player of the tournament. If England go out against Argentina and he gets sent off after 1 minute, he's still player of the tournament. He's still player of the tournament. Nobody has done what Bellingham has done this tournament, not even close.
But then when you look at Lionel Messi, he currently has the second most goal contributions in the tournament, 8 goals, 2 assists. When you look at the clutch moments that he's produced, I know Jude Bellingham has had that as well, but you could argue that he wouldn't even be in the competition anymore if it wasn't for Harry Kane's performance against DR Congo. With Messi against Cape Verde, scored a goal against Egypt.
Against who?
Against Cape
Verde?
Wait,
you serious?
You play who you come up against.
Yeah, but hang on, sorry. He scored against Cape Verde?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
No, but then I could use the same argument. DR Congo is not a strong team. Jude Bellingham was nowhere there. And then against Egypt, 2-0 down, he makes the assist for Romero, and then he scores the second goal.
I think doing it for England in the way that he has, like England are a fairly average side with 2 world-class players. Jude Bellingham has taken on being one of the 2 world-class players and been the jewel in the crown. He has taken the hopes of the nation on his shoulders, a nation that has so under-delivered for so long, for so many years. And there is genuine belief now, and it is basically because of one man. Jude Bellingham. This tournament, what's it, 6 goals in 6 games?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's
for a midfielder.
It's 6 goals, 6 games for a midfielder. Like, Lionel Messi is a wonderful footballer, better footballer than Bellingham, of course. But in terms of the best player this tournament, honourable mention to Messi, honourable mention to Kylian Mbappe. But the governor of this tournament is Jude Bellingham. England could win it. Do you know why? Jude Bellingham. If Jude Bellingham wasn't English, or remember before the World Cup there was that conversation going around about maybe Thomas Tuchel's going to leave him out of the tournament.
Yeah.
Remember, Morgan Rogers should start.
Yeah.
Right. Say that had happened.
Yeah.
England would be home now. We would be home. We wouldn't be playing Argentina.
England are the Spurs of international football.
I think we're worse.
I
think we're worse. We're worse.
Worse?
Yeah, we're worse. How can I disagree? I mean, I want to disagree. No, we've flattered to deceive more than Tottenham. Tottenham, they're the first team to have won the double. They've intermittently won silverware. 2 League Cups since 1991. They've had their moments. England are worse than that. Tottenham have had terrible moments, right? But they've also had glorious moments. Beating Manchester United very recently in a European final is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Being the first team to win the double. They've won the league. England are not that.
But I'm playing devil's advocate, but there's only a handful of teams to win the World Cup, and England are one of those teams.
Yeah, we are.
Elite.
We are, but what we're
countries.
supposed to be, the reason why is because what we're supposed to be, the way that we see ourselves.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
But heading into every single tournament, England, most valuable squad, biggest, most recently in the 2020 final, they bottle it again.
Yeah.
It's just the history.
No, you're right. You're right. You're completely right. I think that England have flattered to deceive on so many occasions. That no, we're not Tottenham. Tottenham have their moments and they have their place in history. We have constantly made a pig's ear of it. Terrible decision making, terrible approach to tournaments.
What if you win this World Cup?
Then
It all changes then.
Because also this World Cup, imagine winning this one. What we're going to say it goes our way. We will have won in the Azteca. We will have won in Miami against a good Norway team who beat Brazil. We would have beaten Argentina, which is symbolic.
The holders.
Exactly. And then presumably Spain or France. Well, definitely Spain or France, presumably Spain, in my opinion. Some people.
Oh, okay.
As soon as these 2 teams draw each other, you immediately think of the Azteca Maradona.
Yeah.
You immediately think of Simeone Beckham in Saint Etienne. Then you think about Beckham's redemption in Japan and the game I think we played him in a friendly in Geneva. We haven't played him for 20 years.
Yeah, Messi was saying it's first time playing England, which is ridiculous. Argentina have relied on refereeing decisions.
Yeah, I think they've had moments. Yeah, they've had moments of luck. Yeah, but just for the record, so have England. Like, any team that wins any tournament, will have an element of luck. England scored a goal where the ball hit the spider,
yeah.
and the play didn't stop,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the play didn't stop. So have Argentina had luck? Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think it's controversial.
Why do you disagree with that then?
So everything that we've seen that people hate on Argentina, it's already had happened previously in the tournament. Like for example, I think the biggest controversy came in the Egypt game, where the Lisandro Martinez foul happened. They said, how can VAR come back to pull that? We saw that happen in the Congo-Uzbekistan game. Congo scored a goal which got disallowed. Most recently in the Switzerland game, Mbolo dived. The VAR used a mistaken identity, the new rule that FIFA came up with. We saw that happen earlier in the tournament. Almiron against Tim Ream, Paraguay versus USA. I think the media have just caused a lot of fire because it's Messi and Argentina. They got penalties the last tournament and now they're just clutching at straws. I don't want to say, but it's mostly the Ronaldo fans just hoping for the worst for Messi.
Is it something you're worried about going into this game? That will kind of...
I'm worried about the dark arts.
It's not 50-50.
I'm worried about the dark arts. And obviously what happened in '86 is still very raw. So yeah, I'm slightly concerned. I think, but I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't think Argentina were given preferential treatment. I think that's lunacy. I don't think that exists.
Someone came
I
out
think
with
England have been very lucky. Argentina have been very lucky. Whoever ultimately wins the tournament, there will be an element of luck.
England will beat Argentina on Wednesday.
Okay, if he's going strong,
Strong. It's the only way to go.
I was going to go disagree because I think it's a 50-50 game. We were talking about, I think it's more, the other side of the bracket, Spain versus France, is the two elite teams. Like you can argue they have the best players in the world. This England team and Argentina team, I think they've shown it this tournament, they just get the job done. Not in the most pretty way, not in the most best way, but they just get the job done. You guys have made comebacks, we've made comebacks. So in my opinion, it is a 50-50 game. I wouldn't even be surprised if it goes to penalties. But I think Argentina with Lionel Messi, you can never doubt him.
I think we win, but I'm basing it purely on optimism, hope, and very little else. And Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
That's what I'm basing it on. I think England have achieved something in this World Cup already that is a very un-English result. The Azteca.
Yeah.
It's a very English result to lose that game on penalties, especially when we went down to 10 men.
Yeah.
What we put in was an Argentina-like performance. We dug in, we fought, we found a way, we battled adversity and we found the victory. We've already been very un-English. It would be, sadly, very typically English to lose to Argentina in Atlanta. But I don't think Jude Bellingham will allow us to lose.
It feels like
I don't think
in
he'll
some
allow
ways,
it.
it does.
I don't think Bellingham will allow it.
I mean, Switzerland, you could say somewhat stopped Messi, but then you had Alvarez, who came in, he's been injured. He came into the tournament injured, had ankle problems. He's starting to play their minutes. Moment of magic from him, top right corner. So, and they can get Lautaro Martinez off the bench. There's other players that can come in and make a difference.
I was gutted that they scored. Like, you know, when they beat Switzerland, I'd have been far happier if it was like Messi had. Far happier. because then it is stop Messi. You know, like Alvarez on the score sheet, it's like, you don't need him finding his feet
with
now.
a beauty, absolute beauty as well.
Yeah, I think he's a class player, Alvarez. I'm terrified.
Yeah, he's an incredible player.
I agree.
He's an incredible footballer.
All right, boys, the pizza's arrived.
Yes.
Talk to me, what are the score predictions for this game?
Mate, I'm confident. I am confident. I think we smash them. At least 3-0.
3-0? No, you're crazy, Rory.
3-0.
I think it's going to be a tight game. I wouldn't even be surprised if it goes to penalties, but I think Argentina do get the job done in the 90 minutes, 2-1.